All right, we're ready to begin with Coach Smart. We'll ask him for some general comments on the game, and then we'll take your questions. I think we have a couple of floor microphones, so if you'll raise your hand for questions, we'll get one of those to you. Coach?
Yeah, I'd open by saying that Gary Stoken and the people in this event organization is first class. They do an unbelievable job. I love playing in this game. I love playing in this venue. Our kids embrace it. I thought our fans embraced it. They do a tremendous job, and it's really a credit to the people with the Chick-fil-A kickoff game and what they do. So I've never played here that it wasn't a great atmosphere, and it certainly was today for college football.
Hey, raise your hand if you have questions. We'll get a microphone to you. Let's start right in the middle. Second row in the middle.
Kirby, I know you guys try to prepare for everything. Could you have imagined a better execution and just performance by your offense in particular, but your defense didn't give up a touchdown today?
I was really proud of the way our kids played. You know, we tried to talk about coming out and playing as we were hunting, and we wanted to play connected football. That was all we talked about all week. We're going to play connected. We're going to play aggressive. We're going to be the hunter, and the kids kind of bought into that thing, and they like playing here. And offensively, we did execute at a high level, which when you have an experienced quarterback and you have experienced players, you can do that. I thought Coach Monk and his offensive staff had a good plan, and they played well. Defensively, we were a little more bend, but don't break. You know, at the half, we both had 14 first downs. We really had not stopped them. I don't think either team had punted. So it was some opportunistic turnovers that really helped the defense.
Next question on the left front row.
Coach, you talked defensively. One of the players that stood out was freshman Malachi Starks. What did you see from him in this game that you'd like them want to improve? And what went through your mind when he got that interception?
Well, he's been probably our most productive defensive back all camp, which means he gets lots of hands on balls. He batted balls, he knocked down balls, he had picks. He's a football player, and we wanted to get him in the game early. And fortunately, it was a play where he was one-on-one, and he made a really good play on the ball. He's an incredible athlete, and he has good speed. He's got a lot to learn, and I thought he played with great composure today, and he can be a really talented player.
Next question on the far left. Go ahead, yeah.
Coach, you had 10 different players catch a pass today and 5 different players score touchdowns. What does that say about the depth of your skill positions?
Well, I don't know that we have great depth. I know that we can spread the ball around. We don't have the depth we need, especially at the skill positions. I'm talking running back and wide receiver. We've got good depth at tight end, but we don't have the kind of depth we need at those other positions. But that's the product of Stetson being able to get to first, second, third read, and then also scrambling and making plays with his feet. I can only imagine how you feel calling a game against a guy that when you win, and you get somebody back there, they don't tackle him. Then on top of the fact, he knows where the ball should go. And when you have an accurate passer with good protection, it's really hard. It's hard to defend.
Next question, front row.
Kirby, I know, especially after one game, you're going to want to keep expectations in check, but things are going to...
Expectations are definitely already in check. You don't have to worry about that.
I was going to say externally they're going to be astronomical. So is there anything you can say now after that one game in terms of how good this team could be or what the ceiling can be?
Externally, we don't listen to. That's the key word you just said. Externally, there's expectations every year. We embrace expectations. We hunt. We go do the best job we can, and if it falls short, it falls short. But I don't look at it from the expectation standpoint. I look at it like, what can we do better? How do we improve? How do we get more players playing winning football? Because everybody in this room knows we're going to lose somebody. Somebody's going to be injured throughout the year, and how do we get them better? But the expectation that I have is for our guys to play at their best and our coaches to prepare at their best, and I think that our guys really did that this game.
Question in the second row.
Hey Coach, I was wondering if you could comment on the D-line and their ability to get pressure today.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't think we didn't have any sacks, did we? No, it's hard to sack, but it wants to throw the ball before you got there. We had some pressures called, and it doesn't matter if you throw the ball in 2.1 seconds, and they screened us a lot. So you're not going to get many sacks in that. We've got good rushers. We got guys that will be productive, but we knew going into the game, he's hard to get on the ground. I mean, he probably got out of 3 or 4 sacks, and our guy got out of 3 or 4 sacks. That's the difference in college football right now, is not having those negative lost yardage plays, and you just throw it away, and you go win the next play.
Question front row.
Coach, Christopher Smith right before you had the big interception, had horse collar tackle penalty. But what does that say, and what kind of message does that give to the rest of the defense of, next play, forget about the last one?
Yeah, he embodies that. He's next play mentality. That's all we talk about is next play. We got a guy jump offside, next play. We got a guy hold, next play. So you got to play the game. And if you have too many next play mistakes, you won't win football games. But you have to play the next play as if nothing happened. And I thought, we had several guys make some mistakes today that overcame those.
Okay, next question in the back over here, and then we're gonna go to the third row in the middle.
Yeah, Coach, before the game got out of hand, right there before the half, you guys had 21 pass attempts to just 9 runs. Is that just something that was available today, or is that something we should look into for a bigger narrative that's probably not there?
I don't know. I mean, you take what the defense gives you, right? And if they're willing to give you a chance to make those plays and throw the ball around, and we think Stetson does it well. We think we got good skill players. Scoring points is the name of the game. So we want people that want to come play in this offense. And I think when you watch what they did today, if you're watching from home, you're saying, man, I'd love to play in that offense. They throw the ball around, they toss it around 30 for 37 for how many yards? I don't know. He threw the ball really well. So passes, he threw a lot of passes for a lot of yards. And I think that's a credit to the offensive staff for the planning they had.
Kirby, a lot's been made about the tight end talent you have, but what's the value of having a third-year coordinator with guys at skill positions like McConkey, A.D. Mitchell, and McIntosh that have experience in this offense?
Yeah, it makes games like this much easier, right? It's kind of like the reversal of last year. We had guys on defense in those same spots, and they were really comfortable and confident. And it was reverse of that this year in terms of offense. You got to realize we went against that for 2 scrimmages with our defense, and it's frustrating because you got a guy that you can't get on the ground. He makes a play. You got good skilled players. If people execute at a high level and do their job, then you become hard to stop and you become efficient. And I think that we can be more explosive because some of our explosives came off broken tackles. But we want to be able to throw the ball down the field and we want to be able to spread the ball around.
Okay, on the left here, yeah, second row, go ahead.
Yeah, Kirby, it seemed like I made a conscious effort to get both Kenny and Kendall the ball, throwing it to him out of the backfield. Just what did you see from those two as, like you mentioned throughout the fall, you look to replace the production from James Cook as a receiver?
Yeah, I think you want to get the ball to players that can make plays and make people miss. When you start ranking the chart, you say, okay, who do you have that are going to make people miss and extend plays? Kenny's one of those guys, but we've got several other guys at tight end that can make people miss, receivers that can make people miss. So you become hard to defend the more people you have that can touch the ball. But none of that happens without the quarterback and the offensive line to make that happen. And they were very efficient today.
Let's go to the back row here, and then I'll come back to the front. Right on the left, there you go.
Yeah, Kirby, Stetson career high passing yards today. Obviously told he's the starter off season. Is there anything to that, or is it just he went out there and played within himself?
I mean, yeah, there's something to him being the starting quarterback the whole time, right? Like if we had rotated 1s and 2s and you guys had debated who the starter was, would he have played this well today? I don't know. I don't think Stetson really gets affected by anything I do, you do, or anybody does. Stetson lives in his own world, and he does a really good job of blocking out all the noise. The guy had a flip phone, okay, in 2021. So he doesn't really get into all that. And I think that's what his kind of edge is. All right, and he made some plays that he didn't make the right decisions on today. He knows those. He knows his mistakes. He's got to be smart. He does things that maybe we don't ask him to do, but he did make some plays with his feet. And I think you take the good, and I'm not going to call it bad, but you take the good with his poor decisions.
Front row in the middle, go ahead.
Kirby, what was the question you wanted answered today? Did you get what you were looking for?
Yeah, I want to come out and play aggressive. And I told our team, I don't care about the results of the game. I don't care about all I care about is did you come out and play aggressive? And we tried to make it really simple. And I thought they came out and played aggressive. I thought we called the game aggressive. I thought Coach Monken, I thought Coach Schumann did a tremendous job with both their staffs. Our staff is the best it's ever been. We got a great staff right now, and it's awesome because we've got we've always had good staff, but we've got a really great staff right now in terms of guys enjoying to work together and putting plans together. And I thought they did a great job of doing that.
Good time for 2 more. Let's take one on the left and then the one on the back right. Go ahead on the left.
Coach, talk to me a little bit. How was it to go up against the old friend and Dan Lanning?
Well, it wasn't about Dan Lanning. It really wasn't. I saw him before the game. Got a lot of respect for him. We talked about talking after the game, and telling each other tendencies or ideas we had to try to get better. We agreed not to share with other people because it only hurts both of us. And I got a lot of respect for Dan. Some of those players were out on that field, Dan Lanning recruited. And Dan Lanning did a tremendous job for the University of Georgia while he worked for the University of Georgia, and now he's working for Oregon. He's going to do a really good job at Oregon. He's relentless. And they'll bounce back from this, and he knows that we got better players. And he'll never say it, but he knows we got better players, and I respect how he works.
Your last question on the back?
Thank you. Got two. One, are you suggesting that Stetson no longer has a flip phone?
I don't think he does now. I think somebody said he didn't. I don't know. I haven't checked.
And Georgia's one of the only teams that didn't really go out and get a lot of transfers in the SEC. Was that a strategy by you coming in this season for one reason or another?
No, people always ask that question. I'm not anti. I think it's awesome to get a transfer that can help your team somewhere, right? And we lost out on some guys that we wanted to get. And once we lost out on the players that we thought improved our team, we weren't going to take a transfer so that I wouldn't have to answer a question about not taking a transfer. So we didn't want to just do it. We wanted to upgrade our roster, and if you don't feel like somebody upgrades your roster, then don't do it. And you're always exchanging a transfer for a high school kid that you could bring in here and develop. And that's a lot of college coaches' fear right now. They don't want to bring a high school kid in because they're worried they're going to leave. So you better do a good job of farming your own place. Make sure they understand that it's not easy here. It's hard. But if you buy into hard, you'll be like those 10 other football players in there that are playing the National Football League right now that are shaking their hands. And they love it. So that's what we're trying to sell is come hang out with Trayvon, Jordan, N'Kobe, George Pickens, and all those guys. And you'll be like them one day if you work. And the kids that we attract are usually the ones that want to stick around and do that.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys.